very curious to if you can name few of the people who during that time, during the Osho development of Primal, had brought new approaches, and that in the end it's part of Primal today.
Yes, yes. Okay, so the first ones that brought the approach of catharsis were especially Turiya and Suda, who were two disciples of Osho. One was German, actually the heir to the Prussian throne, and the other one was a New York black woman with guts, actually the ex-wife of Viresh, if somebody knows
Mm,
him. So they brought in the anger and then it developed, it refined, it sparkled. But then we all realized there's not enough compassion in this work. And we were in a field of meditation, so to end up things with a celebration of anger didn't feel right. Just at that time, the great influence that came to us, to Pune, to us primal therapists, was John Bradshaw. He is an American and he was working with the inner child. And that was the first time that we started using this model. There's a child inside us and there's an adult inside us. The child needs to express many things, including anger, but not only anger, but feels completely at the mercy if there's no adult holding the space. So it's both, it became a learning for both the child part to heal and the adult to consolidate, to become the inner authority instead of the parents. Yeah. So that was a great influence. Then the other great influence was Hellinger, the systemic therapy, because suddenly he brought into the picture also the understanding that we function also as systems. So there is one place where it's absolutely essential when you do primal to let the child express the withheld anger, the pain, and everything. But it cannot be the end of the story because in the end of the story, we need to again recognize that the family system, especially in particular mother and father, gave us life and we cannot erase them, but rather the best way to let them go is to be thankful for the life that they gave us, take it and make it flower in our own way, which is mysterious and unique. Yeah. So these were the greatest influences. Another great influence was coming to Pune from Anisha, who is a body therapist that had trained in Esalen before coming to Pune. And it has the understandings that throughout the growth of a human being, we go through different stages. And if one of these stages of development, let's say between 0 and 5, is very heavily hindered, there are problems. They can be problems of birth or even in the womb, or there can be problems in the first part of infancy, or there can be problems in the following part in which we crawl and discover the world, or problems in the famous no part, or even later issues around our sensuousness, our feelings for our body. And each one of these particular things happens at a certain age and somehow defines the body energy limitations. And that reflects in the body. And the exercises for different people at different stages of trauma are different. You cannot speak very gently to a person full of anger and say, feel your heart. And you cannot speak forcefully to a person who is completely disassociated and disconnected from their body because they don't even hear the words. So it's a whole science around body and body work and emotions that allows us to enter specific different situations in different ways.
Mm.
So I would say these were the biggest influences and the hundreds of discourses that Osho gave about childhood. Yeah,
Yeah. Some of them that brings a lot of inspiration every time you listen.
exactly. Yeah.
And how was for you and Premarsa in creating this system of sessions that you are offering? Because we understand that it started from one part, then it was all the exploration in the commune. But how did you came to this flowering of this method that brings now more compassion?
Yeah. Well, we came through experience, through being asked to create a training, because the first training we did in Pune. And it was inspiring both in him and me, great creativity. And the request was for individual sessions also. And we understood that for some people it's easy and exciting to attend a group. For some other people, they needed something more embedded in their dailiness and without having to leave home or the situation, but creating a private space in which to explore once in a while individually. So we created that and we brought in the essence of the steps of the primal work as we do it, we were doing it in the groups. But this turned into something individual, more targeted, with a lot of understanding and a lot of space to integrate and explore, being reflected in your daily life during the process. Yeah.
Mm. And I believe also this came from the experience with the people until the sessions today are so
Of
refined.
course, of course, of course, of
Wow.
course. Yeah.
Wow. And many people like that I work with or I meet, they really don't understand somehow the essence of the primal because they've done so much talking therapy or they've done maybe blaming the parents or they have a different perspective, get over the past and just live the present and the future, and they don't understand why would you go into something that maybe makes you connect again with some painful parts. Why would you do that intentionally? Because they've tried it and it doesn't work. So I'm curious on your perspective on this.
Well, they need to be somehow attracted to rediscover their childlike energy. That is the whole point. It's a win-win situation because, in fact, it is like rediscovering what is buried underneath the conditioning of the child and all these automatic reactions that we have in our daily life. And on the other hand, is empowering you to be an adult. So both things together create a different field. There's nobody to blame. That is the most important thing because if we get stuck on blame, we are not so different from all what is happening in the world right now. So it's not about blaming, it is about talking, but not only talking. Talking is an introduction, is a door that opens into something that cannot be forced upon a person, but rather can be shown. Then they are guidance. I was listening to a discourse of Osho yesterday, and he was saying guidance is something that is very delicate because it cannot happen through words. You can, say turn right and turn left, but that's as much as you can do. But the true guidance happens by hints, happens by spreading a certain fragrance, hinting at something, and then letting the person explore it.
Mm.
So it's less you are like this or you're not like this, and it's more go inside and feel that part of you and see how it feels in the body, in your thoughts, in your sensorial experiences, so that it's not the therapist telling you you have this, but it's more coming out of guiding the person, suggesting, reflecting, inspiring, and then the person will find his or her own truth.
Mm.
Mm.
I do feel like primal, it's like a treasure hunt somehow inside of you. And it's interesting when I have clients coming and saying, I don't think it's gonna work. Nothing worked until now. I don't feel, I don't remember. And then just in the few sessions, there is all this universe that they discovered that no one told them, but it's
Yeah,
inside and they had the access to it. So it's really
yeah,
magic.
yeah, yeah, it is.
And my last question for you, Svarup, will be now we are very used to go into spiritual work. Now there is a new trend. We've done all the teacher trainings, we've done all the workshops, everyone is specialist into something, but still their life doesn't look like, or they go, oh my God, I have a list, I'm so broken, I have to do this or this, or they've done a few workshops and now they are this inventing their own method or whatever. And many times when I talk to these people about primal work, they don't see the value. It's like I've done this, I've done that, I moved, I shake. So what would you say to these people in terms of the essence of the primal work?
That it's not their path.
Mm,
It's not their path because they are focused on consolidating another part of themselves. And primal work makes you very vulnerable, very open to life, moves towards regaining the innermost feeling of relaxation and trust. And they seem to be on a different path. That's not what interests them. So I would never try to convince somebody to do primal.
that's that's for sure. And for who do you think this work is?
For
Who,
everybody,
everybody.
for everybody above 25.
Mhm, mhm.
Because in the first part of your life, you need to gather enough experiences, successes, and failures to then achieve that level of maturity that makes you understand that you want to expand and grow, and that sometimes expanding and growing can happen only through mistakes.
All the time. Mia, thank you very much for our chit chat. And I'm very, very humble and grateful for the work that you and Pramarta did. This year, I am celebrating 7 years from my first
Wow,
tribal group. And
fantastic.
life really got much, much better. So lots of thank you.
Thank you, beloved. Thank you.